right, starting.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, got a burp.
Oh, goodness. Like 10 minutes in and I've done nothing.
Welcome, listeners, and thank you for tuning into Those Nerds Over There. We are your hosts. I'm Alan.
I'm Kazel.
And I'm Sal.
So this is a podcast where we take a part of nerd culture and talk about it passionately, as nerds do.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes they talk about it passionately. Sometimes they just,
Yeah. Well,
Always
my
Think
excuse
think about it
is
passionately.
I'm dying.
dying passionately?
Only way.
Okay.
All right, so what I've done, at least so we can have something in the beginning to do, is I've emptied the nut jar, and me and my roommates got some questions made. So
Excited. Oh yeah.
Rumbling. But not
Them
nuts.
nuts.
No, they're not.
I wish I still had more nuts. They're so damn expensive.
Oh.
Okay,
I have some left over. But you're not here.
Yes, I'm not. All right, so this was one of the questions I made. Who or which is your favorite Batman?
Are we talking films?
Ironically or seriously?
Up to you. When I wrote this, I was thinking, each Batman in the film, whichever continuity, I guess.
So it could be film or movies?
Film, movie, comics,
Or
TV.
animation.
Films and movies are the same thing, I think.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I meant to say comics. I don't know where my mind went.
Yes. But all those.
Okay. All of the above. Okay.
All the above.
Who wants to go first?
I can
you know
go
what?
first, I guess.
Okay, you're the Batman man.
Do it.
I'm not a Batman fan.
You're the DC man.
As I stare at my Batman box.
Batman box?
Yeah, I have a box. Well, it holds all my comics. It's one of those comic boxes. I don't know what they're called.
Ah.
Anyway, my favorite Batman. I really enjoy the Batman in Injustice. So I don't know if... Well, I know Alan knows Injustice. I don't know if you know Injustice, Kazel.
Kind of do.
It's Elseworlds story where Superman is evil.
Okay,
and he kills the Joker, and then he becomes a tyrant and tries to rule the world for the sake of peace, but it's not peaceful. He kills a lot of people.
Oh.
A lot of people die.
A lot of people die. A lot of heroes die, but...
Sounds like a DC problem.
Yeah. Batman in this version is I feel like... I like him the best because he so desperately wants to save the world and just puts that whole burden on his shoulders, which he normally does, right? But at the same time, he's trying so hard to get Clark to be back on the good side because it's his best friend. And so it's this weird, he'll do whatever it takes to save the world, even if it means bringing down Superman. But at the same time, he wants to save his best friend. So I love that version of Batman.
So his morality is really cool.
Yeah, he's kind of the Clark.
Oh, I see.
Because he's mostly the protagonist and then Superman's the antagonist. So, but I mean, he's still Batman. He still kind of goes over the top and stuff sometimes. But
That
really
sounds like
cool.
a good Batman.
He's a good Batman.
He's a good Bat.
I feel I wasn't a big fan of Injustice. I like the Injustice comics, but I wasn't
don't
a
like
big fan of the
Batman?
Batman in that one.
Really?
He just kind of seemed more like a dick.
Everyone in that comic was, though.
I mean, not everyone.
Most people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like him. I think it's I think it's kind of how Batman should be. So I don't know. Who's next?
I guess I'll go. When I wrote this question, I already had my favorite in mind, which was Batman Brave and the Bold Batman.
Explain, because I've never.
You never saw that one?
Nuh-uh.
So this was one of the animated TV shows,
Okay.
but I think it's known as the very campy one.
Okay.
It was very fun and it wasn't serious at all.
So he was kind of a wuss.
No. It was just like, I don't know if I want to say traditional superheroes, but
like Silver Age superheroes.
maybe. There's also a lot of singing in it. So
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it was a
really
cartoon, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you also had the cartoons that were like on Kids WB at the time that were like really, that tried to be like edgy and gritty. But this one was just all feel good and fun. And there's an episode where Neil Patrick Harris was a villain that could control people by singing.
Of course.
Like, go watch it, Sal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a hard time. Like, this doesn't sound like a Batman that I would like, but
I mean,
sell it to me. What's your elevator pitch?
oh no.
You've just been put on the spot.
I
You're
know.
welcome.
So I just googled Brave and the Bold Batman, and I found one picture of many Batmans, many shapes and sizes.
Oh.
And I'm like, what is this?
Oh wait, was this the one where I think it's the one where he played dress up?
Possibly. No, it's like a bunch of different people. Like there's a baby, there's a round man in the front.
They're all Batman?
Yeah, they're all dressed up as Batman.
I
I like the style how it looks.
don't know what image this is.
Do you want me to send it?
Please.
Okay, let me
What
find
the
it
heck?
again.
There's an episode where Scooby-Doo is in there?
Yup.
That sounds about right. Scooby-Doo crossed over with a lot of stuff, right?
Scooby-Doo is everything.
And it was about Batman, but every episode had another character from the DC universe kind of as like, side character. So, dynamic between Batman and the other person.
Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful.
This looks like a Batman convention.
Right? I'm into it.
Sending. This is not good radio.
No, it is not.
But yeah, if you want something just very different, then I guess that's why I like it. It's just so different than normal Batman. Yeah, because it's all
Okay.
just fun. You
Yeah.
just want some fun. Who doesn't want fun? So.
My Batman needs to be as edgy as his bat horns.
You need the freaking Lego movie Will Arnett Batman that just only talks about being an orphan.
Yes, that's my Batman.
That's the Batman we deserve. Guess I should talk about my favorite Batman.
Please.
I actually have two.
Okay.
My favorite, my serious favorite one is the original animated series Batman, like the old cartoon with that, I
Yeah.
just like it. Because that's the one that I was more familiar with back in the day, and I played the video game for it on the Sega Genesis, and just all the stories, like the different stories that are told in every episode, and how Batman handles it is really just good. But my ironic favorite one is the George Clooney one.
Huh?
George Clooney Batman in the movies.
George Clooney.
George Clooney. It's the Batman with his armor in the front that has the bat nips.
Yep.
Wait.
Yep. It had Alicia Silverstone was the Batgirl, and oh man, I used to know his name, but Robin Kidd.
Robin Kidd.
Robin Kidd. I don't remember what the actor's name was. I used to know it like
That
by
was
heart.
his name, Robin
Yeah,
Kidd.
Robin Kidd.
Oh.
And
Okay.
what was it?
I think
Ooh.
I've seen clips from this one.
Uma Thurman was Poison Ivy.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Freeze.
See, I didn't actually watch these.
They're horrible and
Yeah,
amazing at the same time.
I know they're not great.
3.7 on IMDb and 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a beaut. Is what it is.
It sounds like a mess.
Yes, it's 90s.
90s kids will love this.
Yeah, it's
That
it's
kind of
late
stuff?
90s. Yeah, it's like late 90s. When it came out, it was just fantabulous and really over the top and silly, but it's like in that try hard kind of way, silly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's trying really hard to be cool, like, those kids in the 90s.
It's trying to be cool, or Batman's trying to be cool?
The movies.
Okay.
Batman in those movies he's just like, I'm a playboy man. I'm so handsome, I'm gonna kiss all the girls.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like he wants to be James Bond. There you go.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because it's George Clooney, dude.
Yeah. James Bond, Batman.
Batman Bond.
I looked at the Adam West Batman,
Hmm.
and people, you know how Google autofills things?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did it feel?
Is Adam West dead or alive? That made me a little sad.
I think that happens for most celebrities when you look them
Yeah.
up.
Is such and such person dead or alive?
Yes. People just gotta know if their celebrity is alive or dead.
Yeah.
I was not sold on your Brave and the Bold Batman, though.
It's like, you know what? When I get home for Thanksgiving,
You're just gonna make me watch it.
I'm gonna bring just
15
jump drives
episodes.
filled with Batman and the Brave and the Bold, and make you watch them.
All right, and then
And
maybe
you will be convinced. I can't explain stuff very well, but watch Batman Brave and the Bold. It is the most fun time you'll have watching a Batman.
Okay.
I promise you.
All
I
right.
believe you.
See, that was a good pitch. Where was that like 5 minutes ago?
Well, you didn't antagonize me.
I had to. You're the one that wanted to make us uncomfortable, but it backfired.
All right. Spinning the wheel.
Oh no.
You should probably introduce what we're doing.
The wheel
Good idea.
and our talking.
So each week we talk about stuff that we got real excited about during the week, and we consult a wheel to see who goes first. And this week, Sal, what did you get real excited about?
I was like, Yes, Sal, what? You could have just been like, and the whale said Sal or something.
What'd you get real excited about, Sal?
Alright, so I'm going to be talking about Magic the Gathering.
Wow.
Yes, more specifically, Magic Arena, which is a online Magic game that I think is going to be coming to mobile eventually. But right now,
Please.
it's only on PC. It's in open beta, which started on September 27th, and so yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. So, Magic the Gathering is a trading card game that released in 1993.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the
I
year
was
I was
3
born.
years old. I was 3 years old.
Nice. And it is the longest running card game for good reason, because it's a strategy card game that has so much depth to it, like not only like play wise, but like it also has deep lore behind it too, which I don't think any other card game does. So
I don't know about that.
well,
Because
I'm
most
thinking,
card games are what, like
they're like
based on
based
already
off
established
yeah,
lore?
but like you think Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, like there's no real story to those card games, right?
Yeah, because I think the card games, especially for Pokemon, that came up before like the video games and the series too.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are old.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, and even still, like those games are based off of like TV shows and stuff. So there's no story within the cards. It's just like based off of an already existing story.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Magic is based off of like their own story within the cards. And they have a bunch of spin-off books and other stories. So the point of Magic is to play playing the game. So when you're playing, you're supposed to play as if you're a person within this universe, specifically a planeswalker, which is a powerful mage that can travel to like different planes of existence. And so the idea is your deck that you build is like an accumulation of spells and creatures that you've obtained going to these different planes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so that's basically where all the stories come from. Each time they make a new set of Magic, they're basically going to a different like plane of existence, and the already established characters that are in the Magic universe continue their stories when they get there, and we get new cards and new stories, and it's just like a really fun time.
I actually didn't know any of that. So
Me
Yeah.
neither.
that's cool.
So, but that's the reason why I love Magic. Getting back to Magic Arena,
I didn't know you were role playing so hard when you played.
I am a planeswalker. So, getting back to Magic Arena, it's a free-to-play game that lets you play with all these Magic cards, and it's kind of like other free-to-play games where there's a money spending option where you can like buy cards, right? Because that's how they have to make their money. But they do a good job because they have like a really nice in-game currency, and they give you a lot of starter decks that are actually pretty good. They have some like good cards in there for you to start. I think you get like 10 of them. So you're not really starting from zero. And the matchmaking system will pair you up with people that like are also using starter decks if you use them. So you can just like jump into a game and not have to worry about that person who spent like $1 million on cards.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's really nice in that regard. And when you first pick up the game, it gives you like a really nice in-depth tutorial if you've never played Magic. And it's probably the best tutorial that Wizards of the Coast, which is the company, has ever put out. So for anyone like interested in Magic, like now is a perfect time. It's free. It will get you into, playing, and then maybe you'll go out and actually buy real cards in paper.
Okay, it took me so long to kick the habit of buying Magic cards. I can't go back to that, Sal.
Yeah, but so that's the beauty about playing online, though, because all you have to do to get in-game currency is play. So, and then you just get 1,000 coins, which if you play your like 2 daily quests, which are super easy to fulfill, you get 1,000 coins about a day. So you can get like a pack of Magic cards a day from the game without having to spend like any money. And it's a little bit of a slow grind, but they also have a system in place where if you got a card you already own a lot of copies of, they'll give you like a wild card mythic or a wild card rare, so that you can just get any card you want instead of having to constantly buy new cards to hopefully get the right card you want.
Cool.
So yeah, that's
good for me, because that way I don't get 4 copies of the Ring of 3 Wishes out of 4 different packs.
Yes, I remember that happening. And but
So I'm not into any sort of Magic anything. I remember back in the day my brother had like 3 cards, and they were nice, and I like to look at them, but that's it. So we just had it to look at. So when did y'all get into Magic, the original just cards?
So I got into Magic, I think it was pretty recently. Not like this year or anything, but within like the last decade. Like I wasn't like 10 years old going out and buying cards. I started playing Magic at like 21 years old. So
okay.
Yeah. So I bought a deck of cards, and then I think it was my friend Jacob who was like, "Hey, you want to play Magic the Gathering?" And I was like, yeah, but I only have this one deck. And he's like, "Great, I only have this one deck. We'll learn together." And we played it, and then we dragged his brother in, and our other friend Ted, and then Alan and Hughes. Yep. And we just
dragged all your guys' fault.
Yeah. We just dragged everyone in, and everyone just loved it like at the get-go. So I think if you ever like play, or we'll invite you to like a game night or something.
Okay. So I can just sit there and be really confused.
No, you're gonna get sucked in. Don't worry. Yeah.
I will put a lock around my wallet.
Perfect.
Good.
So, following that up, how do you think the online game compares to playing it in person?
I think the online game does it a lot better. Because so do you guys know Hearthstone pretty well?
Yes.
Decently.
Yeah, so they kind of took what Hearthstone did and kind of reapplied that to Magic. So everything is a lot more theatrical, I guess, for a lack of a better term.
I mean, you could just place your cards down in person, just really like Yu-Gi-Oh! It.
Right? It's like, I play this monster. Then you just like, hold up. You go to the bathroom real quick and dress up. But yeah, so like every time you play a card, like the monster will come out of the card and do the like a little animation, and when you zap your opponents, like lightning comes out of the cards and stuff. It's super like great, and all the mechanics are really smooth, and all you like know what the turn order is, and it gives you like all these indications of like what's happening, so you're not lost. So it just does it really well. Whereas in paper, if you like forget like what to do on a turn or what happens on the stack, which is like a complicated magic system where you're playing a bunch of spells, which I don't want to get into right now, but like everything resolves and you know why it's resolving and how cards interact with each other. So I think it does it a lot better. And if you're learning Magic, it's, I think, better to play online first. That way you know how the turn orders are and then what you can do with what kind of cards. So
Cool.
I remember that we had a lot of instances where we would get into arguments about interactions and have to Google them and look on Gather to see what the right, way to resolve it was.
Yeah, so that's a problem with having like an in-depth mechanic system where you don't know which cards like resolve in what order and stuff. But I think I've actually gotten a really nice grasp because of the online game. So whereas if we do play again in Magic, those things won't really come up as much.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll actually have to play it, because I like from my perspective, which is an artist perspective, I look at Magic cards, I'm like, oh, these are pretty. I don't know what to do with them. So.
Yeah, like Magic card art, because they get a lot of artists to do their art too, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, it's just so beautiful. And it's so tragic when a card that has like the most amazing art on it sucks. Like the card sucks. So you're like, I really want to play this card, but it sucks, so I can't, or I'm gonna lose.
You just put it on a nice shelf. And
Yes.
Look at it.
So between the closed and the open beta, have they added a way to you can challenge your friends?
No, unfortunately, not yet. Yeah, it's in the works. I think that's why it's a good time to get in it now, so you can learn the game, and then when they finally like add the friends list and stuff, get all your friends to play it and suck them into this curse of a game.
The money pit.
Yeah.
Now, what about the available game modes currently? Is it just like pre-built, or do you have like draft and commander?
So yeah, there are a lot of different ways to play Magic. Like Commander makes it so you have a special Commander card and your decks are 100 cards instead of 60. And then there's like Singleton, where you can only have one of each card in your deck. There's a bunch of game modes. So right now, the way Arena is doing that is they're putting it on like a rotation system. So you have your main game modes, which is just like free play, draft, and then competitive. And then like every week they have like a game mode that kind of cycles out. So like this week they have Momir Vig, which is like a weird crazy game mode that you can't play in paper. And then like next week they'll do like Singleton, and then the next week they'll do like Pauper. So they just like rotate out all their different kinds. They don't have Commander yet, but I'm sure they're working on like implementing that kind of thing.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you're even the slightest bit interested, go check out Magic Arena, and yeah, it's free. So that was my topic.
That's good for me.
I need
'Cause
to
I
get
like
that
free
login
stuff.
issue resolved. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need more free games, so I always all my friends are like from high school, they're all into Hearthstone. So I've kind of been like from a distance interested in all the card game dealio
Genre.
genre, yeah.
Yeah.
But so maybe cuz since the 90s I've been like Magic the Gathering, that's for nerds. I want to try it.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
that's for nerds. I really want to play.
When Sal got me into Magic, I was still in high school, and I would go to the Magic store in a disguise because I was so ashamed of being a nerd because high school was dumb.
Oh, the troubles of high school where you cared about what people thought.
Yes, I would put on just a big coat and some glasses, and I looked like this, like some sketchy ass dude walking into the Magic store and just asking for card packs.
Oh,
Like-
man.
Like you were worried about looking like a nerd when people who are in there will probably be like, "Oh, I'm a nerd.
Yeah, I know.
Why is this
I
a
don't-
problem?"
I don't know what the hell was going through my head at the time.
It was probably like, what if someone actually comes in and I know them?
Oh.
Yeah.
I just let my brother deal with all my shame.
Aw.
That's what older brothers are for.
Right. I don't have older brothers, so
You have Ricky.
well, yeah. But yeah, I do remember in high school Magic wasn't like popular really at my high school, but I remember people playing like Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic and stuff. Or not Magic, Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
But I was
Yu-Gi-Oh has a lot of math.
yeah, I was part of like the like stoner metal kid clique. So I kind of watched from a distance and was like, man, I wish I could be a part of that.
Aww. You were the secret nerd.
Yeah, I was a closet
kids'
nerd.
Poor high school Sal.
This metal stuff is cool, but I want to be a nerd sometimes too, guys.
Moving on to our
Wheel
second...
decide.
Yep.
Wheel decide.
Yes. All right. So it landed on me.
Yay!
Yay! I actually wanted Kazel to go last.
Why?
Because I feel like she has like the most to talk about.
Oh my god. I'm gonna just screw
Sorry,
on
I'm a
time.
chatty Cathy.
Alright. So what I got real excited about this week was the third fan animated Mystery Skulls video dropped on the 14th.
Ooh.
Please explain what this is, because I have no idea.
Yes. All right. So first off, Mystery Skulls they're electronic artists, and it's kind of like an Owl City where it's just one person.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we talking about music.
Yes.
Mhm.
And if you like electronic music, he's
Love
got some.
electronic music.
Oh, nice.
I love
Then
Mystery
you should definitely
Skulls.
check out Mystery Skulls, Sal. They've got some
Yeah, I
really
think-
good stuff.
Yeah, I think you might like them a lot, Sal. In regards to your response to a lot of the songs that I'd play on my stream.
My favorite tracks right now, I've just been listening to a lot because the third video dropped was the two songs that were Hellbent and Every Note, and then also Endlessly and Magic are real good.
I love Ghost.
Ooh, yeah, the first one. But
Ghost is my favorite.
all right, so getting back to it. So Mystery Skulls is an electronic artist, and what happened was a YouTuber by the name of Mystery Ben 27, who's an animator, made this fan animation series and I think a bunch of animators collabed on it. That's heavily inspired by Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
And it tells a story with the Mystery Skulls music to the background, and it's really fun to watch because they have the characters just bob to the beat, so it's just very catchy music. But I love the Fanimation because it does that thing where you're able to tell a story without any words.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I don't know too many things that can do that. The only other thing that ever really worked for me was like Tales of Elethrion, but I think died. But these Mystery Skulls fan animations, I don't know if I should actually tell what like the plot line is about them.
Well, a synopsis, I guess.
Right, so you've got this crew of people who are basically the mystery gang from Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
And at some point in the past, one of the Fred archetype died because the Shaggy character pushed him into a spike pit. And then now...
For reasons.
Yes, for reasons that you have to really, like... I have to rewatch these videos a lot just to, like, pick apart the details because there's a lot in them.
I
And,
see.
yeah. And now the current, like, plot kind of follows that the Fred ghost is haunting them.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And also...
So,
yeah, yes?
So does the music have anything to do with the story, or it's just kind of there?
I mean, I don't know, because it's electronic music. It isn't really, like, lyrical music,
Okay,
you know?
so there's,
Yeah.
like, no words or anything, or minimal?
Yeah, very minimal words.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At least for the first song.
Kind
The
of
first
like,
song had a
yeah.
lot of words.
kind of
Yeah, it
like,
did.
did you ever watch Shelter?
Oh,
By-
the Porter Robinson thing?
Yeah,
By
kind of
Madeon?
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, exactly like that. Except that one had words.
Yes. But I'm saying it had very, like, minimal words. I think it was like the same sentence over and over again.
Yes. Yeah.
Got
oh,
it.
That's a good example, too.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I just got really excited because I saw the first video back, like, I think 3 years ago when my friend showed it to me. Her name's Madison.
Shout out.
Shout out.
It came out in 2014, dude.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
But,
I think that's when I watched it.
you know, and just, like, waiting between that and the second video and then the third video, it's just, like, really, there was a lot of anticipation because, one, it's really poppin' music.
Yeah, it is.
Two, there's, like, this storyline that you're following, but it's got a release schedule that's
Right.
even longer than the Steven Universe schedules.
So I didn't know that there was another one coming out after the first one. I didn't know that because I was just like, oh, one video, cool, and then I just didn't follow it up with anything. So
Yeah.
I think that it's really cool that it continued, and it makes me think of like I don't remember what album it was, but from Daft Punk when they did all the animated videos with that storyline of the blue people.
I don't know.
Am I
this
too
one.
old? Am
Blue
I too
dabba
old?
dee, dabba die.
No. But Daft Punk's like early album from maybe the late 90s, early 2000s, they had a music video like series where it was about this band, and they were just singing music, playing music, and when they were done, they're actually blue aliens from another planet who are transferred here just to play music just for Earth people. And there's like a whole storyline, and like someone is dying, and it's just beautiful.
Oh.
It's in that style of what's it called?
Did you just say the people are dying and it's beautiful?
Not I didn't. There's a colon. Semicolon. There's a semicolon there.
Yeah.
But it's what's it called? Captain Hard. The anime where it's like everyone's got wispy 80s hair. I don't know.
Huh?
What?
I don't know how to explain it. This is not what I'm talking about, so I don't know. I don't know the details. But it's just like that whole music video with a story, and it's in a series. So I have to, as soon as we're done talking, I'm going to go watch and listen to all these videos for Mystery Skulls because I love them.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I am
This
very
is my
intrigued.
morning walk music right now.
I remember the first song being a good walking song, so I would do that too.
It's a good walking song, good cooking song. Just anytime you need
Good-
energy.
Yeah.
I see. I normally, so when I get to work, I put my headphones in because I'm like in the freezer. And it's super early in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. And I listen to metal music to get me going. So it's like, I'm just going to get this work done.
Oh, no. Okay.
I think if you listen to Mr. Skulls, it'll give you more of a happy energy than.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's good. I think you might need some of that.
I just want to be just so angry.
Yay.
Yep.
I miss Mystery Skulls.
Mystery
Thank you for
Skulls.
reminding them about them.
Please. Yeah,
Alright.
I'm waiting so long for that third video. And it was great.
I'm excited. I want to know, because you know me and stories.
Bro, after I watched the first video, I drew like a fan art because I was like, I need to draw
Oh.
something because I've been watching this video like every day. And no one told me that there was a second one.
Huh. Maybe
They-
your fan art became canon? Or was it already canon?
The electronic artist definitely was like working on it too because they have like merch in the store.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, this person's a solo artist, right? Like they do everything themselves, or
I'm pretty sure.
music wise at least, not the videos.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
'Cause at least like when I went to the Wikipedia page, as you do.
Right.
There's only just one person are credited.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes like artists will have, like, what's the name of this artist again?
Mystery Skulls.
Mystery Skulls. Yeah, so that kind of like implies like, yeah, sorry, that kind of like implies like a band. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's one person.
Yeah.
So-
When I found out that about Owl City too, I'm like, what the?
Yeah. So
My life is a lie.
some of these names are deceived, and like some bands will be like something and the somethings, and it's still just one person. I'm just like, wait, what?
I'm gonna have to rewatch those videos too. But that's what I got really excited about.
Nice.
Yay. I guess it's my turn
Yes, Kay.
On to the juicy stuff.
What did you
Alright.
get excited about, Hazel?
then. Well, technically I got excited about it like a couple weeks ago, but I'm still really jived about it. The Captain Marvel trailer dropped a couple weeks ago, and I've been thinking about it ever since because
Yes.
Yes.
Woo! Leave that in.
Oh my god, I gotta go to the library next time.
Alright. So Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, I actually didn't know about her until I found out about Miss Marvel, who is actually our current Captain Marvel used to be Miss Marvel, and then she passed on the name to Kamala Khan, who is the current Miss Marvel. She's the one who makes her hand really big.
Yes.
And there was a whole like thing about her being
An Inhuman?
Muslim.
Oh,
Muslim.
yes.
Yeah.
That too.
And and that was I thought that was cool. I was like, cool, they're being diverse and stuff. But anyway, our current Captain Marvel, her name is Carol Danvers, and she first appeared in the comic books in 1968 with the original Captain Marvel, who was a alien from the planet Kree, and I think he was a blue man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
More blue men.
Marvel.
Was that what Ronin was, right? In Guardians?
Yeah. Yes. So one of those people. And his name was Marvel, and that's how he got the name Captain Marvel, because he was like the kind of leader of the bunch. But so Carol Danvers used to be Miss Marvel when she gained her powers at first, but when Marvel disappeared, or I don't know where he went, she took on his name, and now she is Captain Marvel. And so before she got her powers and whatnot, she was just a U.S. Air Force pilot, and I thought that was really cool because my dad used to be in the Air Force, so I kind of jived with that really well. I was just like, dude, I relate. And then so when they first started talking about having a Captain Marvel movie, there was just this whole air of mystery about it. I was like, Captain Marvel, are they going to do the old one? Are they going to do the newer one with the girl? And so when they revealed that they're doing the one with they're doing Carol Danvers, I was really excited, and they started slowly spilling out the juice about it, saying, oh, she's gonna be an Air Force pilot, and it's gonna be set in the 90s, and it's gonna be back when they were still like fresh with the Marvel Shield stuff. And I was like, dude, I'm so excited about this. And then they dropped the trailer, and as soon as they showed that blockbuster, I was like, this is going to be the best movie.
They showed blockbuster. That's great.
Wait.
Yeah, so yes.
Who?
The video store Blockbuster
Oh.
was in the
my
trailer
God.
because it's set
Yes.
in the 90s.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
And that's why
That's a blast.
she drops from space into a Blockbuster building. And yeah, it's really good. If you haven't seen the trailer, look at it with your eyes. You'll see Samuel L. Jackson with both eyes. And
So I actually just watched it as you were giving that explanation.
uh-huh. All right, so if you didn't know already, this Captain Marvel movie is the next movie this is only phase 3 of the Marvel cinematic universe,
Right.
which I did not realize. I thought it was the 4th already.
No, it's gonna
but
spill
we're only
over right into the 4th.
a little bit, but this one is the 9th of the 10 that have been planned. The 10th movie will be the Avengers 4, which still doesn't have a title.
Still, we're waiting on the title.
I don't know. I just don't know what it's called. It's just Avengers 4 right now.
What if, what if
yep.
after all this time they're just like, so it's Infinity War Part 2?
I would be mad. But so yeah, it's the 9th in the series in this phase. There was a tie-in with the post-credit scene at the end of Infinity War.
Yes.
Infinity War.
Yes.
One war. There's one war.
Just the one.
Yeah. And I thought it was... I was, like, super excited about that post-credit scene. There were a lot of people who were just like, okay, what is that? Why is there a beeper? What is that thing? What's that? What's that ancient technology? But I thought it was really cool because in the actual comic series, Captain Marvel is one of the very few people who have defeated Thanos. So I thought that was a good kind of tie-in because if it wasn't her, I would want it to be Squirrel Girl, who is another person who has defeated Thanos. Squirrel Girl
is a cheater.
She is one of the most, if not the most powerful people in the Marvel universe, which is hilarious to think about.
Looking
Squirrel Girl. And Captain Marvel is the another one of those most, if not the most, or one of the most powerful people. So So yeah.
Yeah, so don't bite my head off, but I don't know much about Captain Marvel, but when I seen Avengers and I seen the Easter egg and I was like, "Oh, great, Captain Marvel, I don't care." Because all I have to go on for Captain Marvel is Civil War 2, which is only comic. They never made a Civil War 2 movie.
Oh yeah.
But she's
in that.
She's like the main one of the main people, so it's Tony Stark and Captain Marvel instead of Captain America. And she is just like one of the worst characters in that. So yeah, there was that, and then I seen the trailer, and I really love the actor whose name escapes me right now.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
There you go. But I just didn't care for the trailer at all. I'm sorry. So it's gonna have to impress me. I'm going in with low expectations.
Yeah, and sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes
to go
that
in
is a
with
good
low
thing.
expectations.
That worked out for Venom.
It did work out for Venom.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The only thing that, and I don't even know if this is true anymore, this was just some kind of fever dream, but the only thing I can recall about Captain Marvel is that Rogue kills her and then gets her powers.
I mean,
I don't think Rogue kills her.
Like by accident.
Right.
by accident.
Rogue. I know Rogue does take her flight, and that's why Rogue can fly. But I don't think Captain Marvel dies.
Ah, alright.
If
Like,
I'm not mistaken,
she's not allowed to.
I do remember hearing all this. But like I said, I don't really care about Captain Marvel. The only thing that comes to mind is like, oh, that's the person that took the name away from Shazam. Got it.
There was a whole lawsuit with that dude.
Yeah.
I remember learning about that in school.
Sorry, going back to the trailer. What was up with the punch? The meme punch that got me.
The grandma punch?
Yes.
Well, we'll have to watch the movie and find out.
Oh, so there was no context for that. That's never happened in the comics. Huh?
Yeah, she punched the grandma, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a grandma.
I honestly think that's just a get people talking scene. Like they purposely put that out of context, so people can be like, "Dude, look at this,"
and like gif it and meme it.
Yeah. Because they did the same thing with, like, the new Titans show that just came out. Which I haven't seen yet, but in the trailer, Robin's like, F Batman. And everyone's like, what? And that was just to get people talking, and I heard in the first episode when he says it, it's completely out of context, and it makes perfectly good sense within the confines of the show. So, yeah.
Yeah, movies do that.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, look at this scene, which we're going to cut out and not put in the movie at all. That happened a couple times.
I was hoping to get context from Kazel.
I think because when she was still in her suit when she punched that grandma, so I assume it's like her just walking around and the grandma says something. Maybe it's offensive to her spaciness.
Maybe. She might just be like,
or it might be like a bad alien.
Yeah, it might be
in
disguised
a grandma suit
as like as a grandma, because who would punch a grandma? Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's
so current theories are either she punched a racist or it's an alien in disguise.
She punched a racist.
Is that what we're going on?
Maybe.
All right, cool.
I don't know what to say to that.
What did I write down?
All right, so I don't know anything else to say about Captain Marvel, I guess.
Kazel.
Do you guys know what her powers are?
From the trailer, it looks like she can shoot flames from her hands.
She has like cosmic powers, right?
Yeah, basically.
I don't know what that entails though, so please explain.
Alright, so I wrote it down. Her powers include... I think this is from the wiki. Flying, yeah. Super strength, yeah. She has stupendous endurance, stamina, and physical durability. And she has like this... She also has like the sixth sense, which would have been useful for Infinity War if she came in beforehand with that sixth sense. But whatever. She also, because of her exposure to Marvel and his Kree powers, she gained human, half Kree physiology, so her body can withstand like different toxins and poisons more than other regular humans. And then she has the cosmic ability, which is when she, I think it's when she turns into binary.
Wait, what?
Binary.
Like the computer language?
No.
Yes. But it's when her eyes are glowing white is when she does it. It's like with Rogue, when Rogue's eyes go white and uses her powers. But yeah, so it says in the wiki, she would tap into the energy of a white hole, allowing full control and manipulation of stellar energies, and therefore control over heat, electromagnetic spectrum, and gravity. And then she can do light and speed travel, and is able to survive the vacuum of space. Only in her binary form, though.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there was a whole another paragraph that says that her binary got kind of nerfed. In a way.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So she can't do all the things as much anymore. But she can still, like, go into space and breathe. And then she might not be able to control like all of the stellar energies, but she can still like maybe nudge a planet to the left.
I see.
Because they need better chi.
So what makes her so strong then? I don't...
It's something about her getting both human and Kree abilities.
Uh-huh.
Because what happened when she got the powers is she was hanging out with Marvel, and there was an explosion, and his powers transferred over to her. Yeah, so it was kind of like he just kind of rubbed off on her.
Right. So,
and it might have been the matter of that being, like, not normal, kind of enhanced her, maybe, in a way.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, like, she doesn't seem any stronger than like a Thor or like
True.
a Hulk, so what makes her so special, I guess?
You just
like,
what makes her, you know,
feminism
stronger than the two really strong people in the MCU?
Well, because she's supposed to be like a key figure in taking out Thanos.
Yeah.
And you said like she's supposed to be like one of the strongest people in the Marvel universe, but I don't see like what makes her so strong. I guess I just have to see to find out.
Do you want to know who else beat Thanos?
Squirrel Girl?
No, some kid named Jim.
What?
Some kid named Jim.
Who is Jim?
Some kid. He was walking by when Thanos and I don't remember who, two other superheroes they had Thanos captive, and they were just holding him, and then Thanos dropped an Infinity Stone, and random kid Jim is walking by, and he sees this happening, and he picks up the Infinity Stone. I think it was the Tesseract, and he's just like, "Here, look, I have the thing." And Thanos is like, I will grant you eternal life, Jim." And Jim is just like, "I don't need that," and destroys him with the Tesseract.
What? Huh?
So let's
What?
retcon that out of existence.
No, I want that to be
No one
the
cares
end of
about
Avengers
Jim.
4. I want that to be the end of Avengers 4.
Hurry, IMDb. Who plays the role of Jim?
Jim. Maybe it'll be like Stanley.
Oh god. That's
Dressed up as a kid.
please just oh man. I can already see like The angry nerds mobbing.
When is the release date for Captain Marvel?
I believe it is next year.
Ah,
I think we knew that.
When is?
I didn't.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember if it's is it January or if it's March.
Oh. I wanted to say like April.
April or May is when Avengers 4 comes out. May is when it comes out.
May.
Yeah, that's Avengers 4. Let's see. Captain Marvel, not
Ooh, by next May, I should be back in Vegas. We can all go check it out.
Nice. All right, it says March 8th is when Captain Marvel comes out.
March 8th. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I'm definitely going to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I just is
Won't care.
skeptical.
Yeah, I like all the actors who are in it. And again, the fact that they're like playing off the Air Force and 90s and all that stuff. Like, while I was watching the trailer, I was like, dude, I remember all this stuff. Like, even like the filters that they use, I was like, this is what the 90s feels like.
The
Baywatch.
90s filters.
That reminds me
Like
of
Baywatch filters, and like it's like that weird like glowing
right.
sepia almost overlay that's on top of everything that makes your eyes feel like it's like blurry all the time.
But it's great anyway.
That's 90s.
The
The 90s were a blur.
You remember when the movie It came out? The one with the clown?
The original one
No,
or
the new one.
The new
Yeah.
one. Yes, what about it?
When it came out, or before it came out, when the trailer hit and everyone was going crazy because they didn't have that color Lego back like in the 80s where it's set.
What?
Please tell me you remember this.
Seriously?
Yes, this is what it reminds me of, like, because it's set in the 90s, and I bet someone, like, is gonna point something out in the movie, like, that wasn't there in the 90s, this whole movie's a lie.
This isn't the
Of
right
course they're gonna
Blockbuster
do that.
logo.
Right? Like, that's what happened. Like, the kid, I think it was Georgie in the movie It, picked up, like, a Lego, and it was like a foam green or something. And people were like, there were no foam green Legos back in the 80s. How dare you?
Yeah, they'll do
Good
that
time,
with
internet.
every movie,
Good time.
so whatever.
All right, well.
So March 8th, we're gonna go watch that movie.
March 8th.
We'll be
Yay!
back by March 8th.
I'm probably gonna watch the premiere, so no one's gonna watch with me.
I'll be there. I got you.
Oh snap! I'll snap.
If you don't mind watching it with me, that is.
I do not mind. I've been to like 5 premieres by myself and had no one to talk
Really?
about it.
Dang.
Hazel.
You're a lot braver
You
than
have
I am, Kazel.
friends. Ask.
I know, but they all work.
I'm right here.
You always go see movies on Tuesdays.
This is true.
I always see the Marvel premieres.
Oh, okay. I
And
didn't
usually
know that.
always with like Ted and Sean and
Oh yeah.
other of our friends that you know.
I always
But you're like, no, I'm just gonna go alone.
Yeah, because I buy the tickets like as soon as they like have tickets to buy,
Dang.
and and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot for the theater that's right next to my house.
Right, and we always go to
Yeah.
the Aliante too. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm surprised. I guess we've never seen you.
Oh, weird. What?
Anyway,
Weird. We'll fix that. Captain Marvel, March 8th.
March 8th.
March 8th.
At the Aliante.
Yay.
Thank you so much for enthusing with us. If you enjoyed what you heard, consider, sharing the podcast with your other nerd friends and we can nerd out all together. We'd really appreciate if you, left a comment, a like, a rating, just so we know what's working, what's not. And if you, want updates on us, please follow us at Those Nerds Cast on Twitter. And do you guys want to plug your social media?
Yeah, so if you want to follow me, I'm at Salzik on Twitter and basically everywhere else that matters.
And I, on Twitter only, am Kazaloo. I don't know why I got that name. I think someone took my name, so I just took that one. And anywhere else, I am Kazel R. So CAZELR. Everywhere else. Especially on Twitch. Watch my Twitch. It's so lonely. I play video games and I also draw.
And on Twitter, I'm at Arielize_, because they won't give me the regular one. And on Instagram, I'm just at ALNZHANG. Thank you so much, and see you next Wednesday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.